There are a few common operators that you're probably already familiar with. For completeness sake, let's go over them quickly. Here I have a working copy of working.cpp from chapter 6 of the exercise files. The assignment operator is used to copy a value from one object to another. And so let's start by creating an integer, and I'll assign a different value to it using the assignment operator, and I'll print that value. When we build and run, you'll see that the value is the new value. So the assignment operator does what you expect it to do. It assigns a value. It does this by actually copying whatever the object is on the right-hand side of that expression. Now, let's take a look at the normal arithmetic operators. So if I say int y equals 47 here, and then x equals x plus y. Now, when we build and run, you see the value is 52, as you would expect. It's worth noting that the addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division operators, in fact, most of the operators that we're talking about in this movie, they return a temporary object, which can then be copied with the assignment operator or used in an expression. So in this case, x plus y returns a new temporary object without actually overwriting either of these existing objects. And then that temporary object is then copied to x, and then the temporary object is discarded. And if it is an object in the class sense of an object, before it's discarded, its destructor is called. So we have addition, we have subtraction, and this will give us a negative value. We have multiplication with the asterisk, and that gives us 235. And we have division, and this will of course give us a 0 because this is integer division, because these are integers. If I turn this around and say y divided by x, then we'll get a value, but it's that value without the remainder part. If you want the remainder part, then you use the modulo operator, which is indicated with the percent sign, and that gives you actually the remainder and not the mantissa of the result of the division. In fact, if we do this x modulo y, remember we got a 0 with the division, now we actually get a value 5 for the remainder. There's also a unary minus and plus, so if I say x equals minus y, it returns again a new temporary object with the value of y in the minus domain instead of the plus domain. And if y were a minus 47, it simply changes the sign of it, and now we get a positive 47 for the minus y. And likewise, the unary plus operator will give us exactly the same value. This is very, very rarely used. Sometimes it's used to induce type promotion, but even then it's not really necessary. It's just there for completeness, and it's rarely used. And of course, if y is a positive value, then our result is the positive value. So we use these common operators so much that it's easy to take them for granted. It's good to take just a moment and think about how they work.